Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, yo, 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 and away we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Mike the Ref Twitch stream, AEW Sidecast edition. I guess I better bring it over the screen here. November 2nd, 2022. We got snow. Edmonton has finally got snow. It's starting to pile up pretty good out there. But it's going to be hot in here. We got a ton of action going on tonight. Samoa Joe, Brian Cage, right off the top of my head, is one of the matches I'm looking forward to the most here. We got Marina Shafir versus Jade for our women's match. On top of a face-to-face between Saraya and Britt Baker with Renee Young in the middle, or Renee Paquette in the middle. We got a triple threat with Luchasaurus, Orange Cassidy, and Rey Fenix for the North Atlantic Championship. Yeah, we got a lot of action going on here. I'll be honest, I didn't have the... I should have even checked my own tweet. You know, it's always a great thing, you know, when you save it in a tweet and you don't even check it yourself sometimes. Let me see what else I've missed here. Come on, you can do it. Spit it out. I keep oh, there we go. We got Darby Allin dying to Jay Lethal. We got the Daddy Ass Birthday Bash with... the Acclaimed, which I'm assuming Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland are going to get involved in that. And, oh yeah, the other one, Chris Jericho is going to meet a former Ring of Honor champion in a matchup here. I think this very well could be the return of Kyle O'Reilly tonight from injury. I've seen a lot of fervor online for... he put out a couple posts talking about how he's being held together with duct tape and whatnot, just piecing himself together any way he can. So, yeah, so either way, this should be a very exciting show tonight. It's been an exciting time around here too. Once we get into the show, I'll show you guys the new jogging pants that came in. They're performance jogging pants. They're not just the oversized comfy ones that you wear and they're nice and baggy all over you. These are tight. These are good for showing off as you're going out. But as always, we are raising funds this month for jack.org, which they go out and they help teach youth and young adults about anxiety, depression, seeing the signs of suicide, and finding ways to help cope and deal with the situation. It's part of our Be Part of the Solution campaign here, as we are all trying to help each other out here, and we're all trying to be part of the solution rather than be part of the problem, right? I think that's a pretty safe bet for all of us here. And if we could help each other out and just make this world just a little bit better, it would be greatly appreciated. Anything you guys can do to help will be greatly appreciated. We do have the bar set down below. Any donations, as well as any purchases of merchandise from the merch store, proceeds for that will be going towards jack.org. I will make a full donation at the end of the month based on what's been received. So in terms of my schedule coming up here, as we got 9 minutes, I guess I got a box of Kleenex in the way here by by my clock here, so I'm just seeing roughly how much time we got until Dynamite starts here tonight. In terms of my personal schedule, we will be up tomorrow, either in the morning or the early afternoon. Myself and Kayla J, we're going to be playing some games online, and the poll's still up, but it's pretty decisive right now that you guys want to see some retro games from us. So we'll probably play some classic Super Nintendo and Nintendo online. And then on Saturday, I'm going to be joining Rick Jules as part of his 24-hour extra live stream. I don't even think we decided on a game yet, so hell, even if we just end up talking for 2 hours, we could go on about stuff for forever here. So yeah, I do plan that. Friday will be a bit up in the air. I hope to get on for a little bit on Friday, for the mere fact that we got so much going on, and I'd like to get some streaming in while I'm not working. If you guys didn't hear before, I am working on weekends, so and I got the weekdays off, so I'd like to get things up. I am doing a little bit of cable management around here because this place is a mess. Hopefully I can clean things up and make things look nice and pretty here. Just for my own sake more than anything here. But don't forget, we do have the gaming YouTube channel. Got the Bloodstained Ritual of the Night playthrough going on there. That is, we're still, this week I believe is still the Twitch VODs being sent out. But I believe starting next week, it's going to be all YouTube exclusive stuff for me on that. As well, tomorrow we have the Bayonetta 3 stream from Monday. We're starting to show that off. That's going to be broken up over the next 3 weeks on the Thursday. And then we have the Michael Jordan Challenge coming up on the weekends here for the last 3 parts of it. So check that out there, as well as a lot of our wrestling YouTube sidecasts here. This sidecast, as well as Making an Impact with Oscar Pizarro and Cody Defoe. Those go up every Monday. Ladies Wrestling Showcase comes up every second Tuesday, I believe. They send me stuff, I put it up. That's about that. And then as well, we got Melball and Andre with a ton of content that they put out. They put out 3 videos this week, so it's going to be hit or miss how I set things up and put things out there. So they did put out a Stardom review of the IWGP Women's Championship Tournament, as well as they did a watch along of the Rumble on 44th Street, which I hope to get up here sooner than later as well. And another New Japan review show following that as well. So, like I said, tons of content coming out. A lot of things going on here, and it wouldn't be possible without all of you. Thank you to everybody here for being a part of it. Whether you're watching live, whether you're watching VOD, whether you're watching it on the old YouTubes. It's been a lot of fun here. So it's going to get fun here over the next few months here. Now that things have settled down a little bit. And I will say I had a very small upgrade. Whoa! Wait.
But I'm better than you. And you know it.
Adam, I've never done anything for 10 months. So a tip of the cap, of my backwards cap. Thank you, Adam. I do appreciate the sub. And I appreciate everything you do, man. Like, you and me have one very bad habit. It is it's the humbling. It's trying to be as humble as possible here, and we both do a ton of work, and I think we both can admit that. And yeah, plus the MGA, I actually, I'll be honest right now. I'm actually looking at adjusting the, I'm thinking of adjusting the alerts. I might just do that for the gaming and leave these here for the wrestling, but I remember I was going to change it tonight, but then the MJF clip came up. I'm like, nope. I know Adam enjoys MJF. We're going to keep that up there. So, hey, Darth Rick, how you doing here tonight, my friend? Good to see everybody here today. It's been a whirlwind kind of day. Zodiac in the chat as well. Everybody's filing in. We got a hell of a Dynamite show tonight. And here's another thing for you guys, guys and girls that are watching right now. Apparently, there's some stuff going on backstage that all the journalists and the guys that are usually in the know, they've been asked not to be backstage tonight. Wednesday is Dynamite with Mike. Thank you. Damn right. Let's get this right here. Give you a gold coin with that. And if you're on any other channel watching Dynamite on the side here tonight, let's just... Yeah, it's fine. Like acknowledging your hard work without sounding like an egomaniac. Adam, just realize you're damn good. That's all. Straight up, straight simple. You're damn good. And I think we'll leave it at that. And great to see everybody in here tonight. By the way, I'm going to try this out tonight. I hope this works. Instead of me having to reach over to my keypad on my laptop, I found this keyboard. It's actually for my, I set it up for my tablet originally, but I'm going to see if I get, it says the Bluetooth's connected to the laptop. So maybe I could do this without having to lean out a scene and, might be able to focus a little bit better on things. So we are upgrading very slowly. And once again, once we get going here, we got a couple minutes here. Maybe during one of the commercial breaks, I will show you guys the new jogging pants that I just received today, the performance joggers. Which, yes, I do realize that performance joggers will not help my jogging performance. Because I think sloths have a bit of an advantage over me when it comes to running. So, and I'll save the rim shot for something more useful on that. All right. But yeah, we got a hell of a show. Like I was mentioning off the top here, Lee Moriarty, Jon Moxley. We got Chris Jericho taking on a former Ring of Honor champion who is currently unknown. I'm putting my money on Kyle O'Reilly tonight. We got the daddy-ass birthday celebration going on tonight with the Acclaimed. Whoa!
But I'm better than you.
Jagger!
And you know it.
I'm pretty sure this is the first time in, well, hell, 3 months that we're even close to getting a hype train going on here. A good old-fashioned ass bash. Oh, my. Kevin Streed, the door has been opened. All right, Dynamite is up. They got the intro. I'll just give you guys a signal so we can sync up here a little bit so we know where we're at roughly. And there's the pyro. Okay, so rocking and rolling in Baltimore. Good reference. I like that right off the bat. Except for the fact it's supposed to be Cleveland that's rocking and rolling, right? Man, I am so looking for that Cage Joe match. And you do not know how excited I am the fact that they're using that as an eliminator match, not a championship match. Like Penta getting a championship match against Jon Moxley last week, you know who's winning. When it's an eliminator match, you can't be 100% sure. Okay. I don't think it's Adam Cole, but I'd love it if it was. The only reason why I say I don't think it's going to be Adam Cole is the fact that he was streaming about 5 hours ago. He was... I have to check what he was playing exactly. The perfect cover. I don't think you could drive that far because he's got a pretty extensive setup at home. So I miss him too, but I got a feeling we're not going to see. There is a possibility we might not even see him again. So it was 11 o'clock. He was playing Tiny Tina's Wonderland. So, let me get the predictions up. Let's. All right, that didn't work. I should almost put audio here. How long until Darby dies? All right, predictions are in. Get your bets in. Get your points out. You can play some musical notes or force me to put somebody over with some kind of compliments or whatnot if you get enough points here. So, early bets in on Lethal here. If it's Jerry Lynn, we riot. I would love to see Jerry Lynn as part of that, but unfortunately, Jerry kayfabe suffered a neck injury with a tombstone on the apron last week. So, but I do get the reference to the sign. Perfectly made. I was actually hoping for Samoa Joe, to be honest, before they announced the ROH TV title match tonight. So Darby's being a lot more tame in terms of, the lack of wanting to die tonight. Just trying to think what we could have for... Because even I'd love to see Lethal be a Loki. Maybe, but I don't think Jericho would ever work with Loki. That guy is so stiff. He's basically a board. Well, if he wants to complete the list, he is on it. Yeah, that's fair. I honestly don't think he's going to run the gauntlet. I think Daniel Garcia probably is going to be the guy that beats him for it eventually here, but it makes only sense to have, that's the whole story that put together. It seems to Austin Aries. Wow. If they could do it for one night, same thing with Low Key. If they could just do it for one night, maybe. But they're also in Baltimore. Is there any famous wrestlers from Baltimore that we could include there? The one thing I will say, and it's very smart by Tony Khan, if you're going to do a surprise ROH champion to come out to take on Jericho. If you guys weren't familiar, Baltimore is the place where they did the majority of the tapings for Ring of Honor in the last few years. So if you're going to have your quote-unquote smart marks, that's where you're going to have the biggest reaction from the crowd, right? So one thing that's always gotten me, maybe you guys can agree with me here, James Ellsworth is from Baltimore. He's still pissed off that he got mentioned on Raw. I don't know whether that was this Monday or last Monday. Like saying that Rhea Ripley couldn't even take out James Ellsworth or something to that effect. So one thing I will say, oh, I love that backbreaker. I believe that's what they call an Argentine backbreaker in that scenario there where they got him up on the shoulder. Gilbert's from Baltimore, but he's not a former ROH champion. That's the other thing. It has to be a former ROH champion. That's what the condition is here. So could it be a former ROH tag champion? And maybe Nick or Matt show up? Like, I am wearing the Street Fighter Bucks and Omega shirt just as a hunch, because if they're saying something big's going to happen tonight, I got a strange feeling that that is going to be the big thing that happens. So just as you're seeing on there, we are having an advertisement there for Full Gear. Just a reminder, since we're not doing Beercade for Full Gear on the Saturday, I think they're not doing it because they don't do Saturdays at a bar that's busier in Saturday than ever. So if it was a Sunday pay-per-view, we'd have it at Beercade. If not, we're going to have a live watch-along here. So feel free to, if you're watching at home, feel free to stop in and say hello and enjoy the pay-per-view. I think Kyle O'Reilly makes sense. Like you said, if it was Vince's WWE, I'd have all my money on Danielson again. But I don't think AEW does that. I don't think, Tony Khan's really, he's really into saving all those special conditions that they have for different shows or for different matches, different titles. Like when Cody said he wasn't going to challenge for the world title if he lost, and he lost, he never challenged for it again. And there's always ways to get around it. There's different booking methods. You could turn heel and say, screw it, I go back on my word, I could care less. Stuff like that. But at the same time, Tony Khan's been pretty good. If he says he's going to do something, they do it. A lot of the things don't make sense. Takeshi Morishima, Tyler Black, Eddie Edwards, Davey Richards. I would say Davey might be a smart pick there. Because MLW has no problem working with AEW right now. WWE doesn't really have that. Jay Briscoe's from Delaware. Well, the thing about Jay Briscoe and the reason why I don't think Jay's going to... Darby, why do you run into a concrete pole like that? Remsburg is throwing him out because Satnam stood there? Like, I get it. It's a way to get him out of there, but to me, that was just... Satnam stood there. He literally stood there. Darby was the one who was dumb enough to hit him. Oh, I like this. Mask and a bat. I like this. I like this. Lethal injection. Oh, wow. Okay. I see you. But they're going to show the reveal. They said they had something big tonight. NWO Sting, yeah. Oh, both that dirty. Oh, yeah, you and Remsburg just don't like each other, do ya? All right, let's see who this is. Like I said, they said they had some big reveals tonight. All right, here it is. I love this one. Who are you? Who are you? So basically, it's his former tag partner out of the... Oh, Cole Carter. Okay, my bad. Okay, yeah, I know. What the frick? You want to talk about blast from the past? Here it is. My God! By God, it's Jeff Jarrett! There is your pop right there. They weren't kidding when they said somebody's going to show up here. Well, there's Ric Flair's final match, pretty much lined up in the ring now. You hate Jeff Jarrett so much? I don't blame you. Okay. I'll get to your questions in a sec here. Okay. Yeah, and you failed 3 times. Left at Impact. Oh, there's a rib shot there. Okay.
One more for the good guys.
The Wyatt Six. Good to meet you here. Good to see you here tonight. Hope everything's going well. And they got Jarrett's music too, so that's cool. All right, let me get back to the questions here. Do Jeff Jarrett and Billy Gunn work out together, son? Jarrett has always been in great shape. And that old Slappy himself, and he's got that stroke. And here's the funny fact, guys. It would have to take an Alberta promotion would be the one to drive Jeff Jarrett into rehab. I still can't get over that. Oh, so they're doing the MJF promo, but they're just going over what happened last week. So, yeah, for those that don't know, it was a Real Canadian Wrestling, a promotion here running out of Edmonton and Calgary mainly. Jeff Jarrett was on the Calgary show, and he ended up showing up inebriated and basically ran through the entire show inebriated. Okay. All right, he's doing actually a pretty good, it's a pretty good promo, pretty basic, just you weren't good enough for the club. You got to show us how much you can. Okay. Okay. I don't mind that. We're going to get that match here coming up next. Possibly he's the buddy with BG James. Well, BG's back in WWE. He got signed a few weeks ago, so. The hell? Okay. Now they're really emphasizing the E knocked out of there. Okay. Another promo. That was like, hello. Stop me in the track here. But yeah, that's a great promo segment there. That little video. The way they're doing the production video here is really smart, and I understand they might be copying the WWE format, what they did with Bray Wyatt. Of course, the Wyatt Six popping in here. Good to see you. It is a bit of a copycat thing, but at the same time, I don't give a crap if you're copycatting anything, as long as you're, copycatting something good. I think everybody can. I think all you guys can attest to this. If you're watching good wrestling, you want to see more good wrestling. If it's the same formulaic wrestling you see otherwise, as long as it's good, you want to see it. You want to see a little bit of a change here and there, but at the same time, if something's a winning product, you use it. And well, let's face it, wrestling's been around for so long that it's very hard to come up with something new and original yourself. So either way. Yeah, but he also bestows with Billy, so JK and Billy know each other. Yeah. It's nice to see that they are using a little bit elements of the past. It's like, how much of the past do you use to forward the future? And it's funny, I know we don't talk a lot about the Fed here on this stream a whole lot, but I'm just going to throw it out here right now. I believe it was yesterday, marked 100 days with Triple H taking over WWE in terms of a creative presence here. And I will have to say that it reminds me a lot of the Attitude Era. And they asked me for a rank out of 10, what I think of Triple H's reign right now. I'm still saying it has to be a 6. Because there's a lot of great stuff, but there's a lot of stuff that makes you want to hit the old remote control button and hit something else, right? There's a little bit of NWO or DX vibes, Elite versus AEW more specifically. I could see that. I could see the Elite saying, we're done with this, we're going to take over. Tony Khan screwed us over. Yeah, there's a saying in comedy that while you don't steal jokes from anyone else, pretty well every bit was inspired or based on something or someone else has already done, because it's just so hard to do something unique. You can only run one form of entertainment so far before you extend it, right? It's before you come up with something new, before something evolves. First there was Coca-Cola, then came Pepsi, then you have different flavors, both still around, both thriving. Yeah, like, you have to adapt or die kind of thing. But you still can have both can taste great. By the way, just in case anybody's wondering what the right answer is right now. Number 1, RC Cola. I don't care which way you're going. That's always number 1. And the other answers, if it's a Slurpee, it's Pepsi. If it's anything else, it's Coke. Just the correct answer is Dr. Pepper. I know Turnbuckle's going to agree with you wholeheartedly. I will throw another whistle at you guys. Is it just me, or is Dr. Pepper the one drink that they just didn't have enough of everything else, so they just threw it into one so they could get it out to you? Like, I wanted to... Milk is best. Okay, we got a Kurt Angle fan in the chat here. Darth Mick. It's funny. Carl, one of your shows when you were talking about Dr. Pepper, I was actually going to put a Mountain Dew is better than Dr. Pepper quote in there, and I don't think... It is the most polarizing pop of all time. Yeah. Either you love it or you hate it. So I'm going to try this one more time here. All right, that ain't gonna work, so let me do this quickly here. Oh, why aren't you working now, Stu? Okay, there we go. In 10 minutes. Okay, predictions are up for you guys. I don't drink much pop anymore, but when I do, it's Dr. Pepper. Fair enough, as I have 2 cans of pop. And actually, tonight, my drink of choice is a Rockstar Cucumber Lime. It just came out. I want to see what the taste is like. Mark McHugh swears that Dr. Pepper's root beer. Try arguing about... Nice. Diet cream soda is your favorite, but not here anymore. Okay. And you hate this Rockstar? You know, I'll be honest. The main reason I get Rockstar is so I don't get in trouble at work, because I'm horrible at keeping receipts, and we don't sell Rockstar at work. So, and I just saw this as a new Rockstar, so I thought I'd try it. And I'm gonna finish it, but I'm never gonna buy it again. Enough said there. It's hard to find an AEW restaurant anymore, but when you eat inside and they give you a frosty glass mug, that root beer is an experience. Actually, I got 3 of them in my area here. So, I guess I'm lucky that way. Yeah, the new mango one was pretty tasty. Yeah, well, the main reason why I pick up Rockstar at other places versus Monster at my location is the fact that they're 3 for $7 right now, so they're cheap. So yes, I do realize you guys in America, that's about 3 for 50 cents, but I digress. But I love that gear on Moriarty though. Sorry, just turning my head to the match a little bit here. Oh, could this be another Orange Cassidy finishing the commercial? No. I remember we were talking about that earlier this week when Orange Cassidy finished a match against Kip Sabian in the picture-in-picture, and how the internet nearly died when it happened. And I said it was one of the best things to happen to AEW in a while, and I still agree with that. You should have it happen once in a while, but not very often. Just for the mere fact that it encourages people to show up and still watch. It's like most booking when it comes to wrestling. When you look at most successful promotions, and you take a step back and you take a look at them, 90% of the booking is very predictable. You always expect X person to beat Y person and whatnot, and the roles are set up. The good bookers are the ones that are able to take that 10% and just pop it in the right spots. Those are where you get your successful promotions, for the fact that they know where every match there just ends up being a little bit of doubt, and when it actually happens, boom. Yeah, I'm flipping to the ball game on commercials because I don't know, I'm not missing anything. Exactly, and that's a WWE trained thing, right?
But I'm better than you.
Shout at a cloud back in 12 months. Hot damn, everybody's loading up tonight. Good to see everybody here. Good to see you here. Shout, how you doing? One of the very elusive members of the I got to go to AEW in Toronto club here. And DBS pod, sorry, going back to the comments earlier, agreed. It's like how once in a blue moon WWE does a title change in house shows. Yeah, like, if you think about it, where did Bret Hart win his first WWE championship? In freaking Saskatchewan. Like, if you look at that, it's hilarious. The fact that they actually had him win it in Saskatoon of all places. He lost it rather quickly, of course. But at the same time, like, goddamn. Saskatoon has actually something notable for themselves now. And shout out, Cloud, you are the most elusive. You are, in a way. I can't wait till you end up having a little bit more time available so you can go back to doing some more of your streams. I really enjoyed watching those. Just like a lot of the other ones that, like right now, I got 3 of my favorite streamers all watching this stream right now. Hey, now they still are a lacrosse team. Well, they only won 1 championship since they left here, right? So now I heard they put the title on Brett in Saskatoon because he sat in Gorilla and cried until they agreed. You know what? It's not about the why, it's about the what. And we could sit here all day and talk about how... Uh-oh. Okay, there was a little fight in the stands there. Not possible. He hadn't met Goldberg yet. All right, crowd, get back to the match here. Saw the Edmonton Rush bus when I was in Vancouver. It was weird. Yeah. There are a lot of weird things going on lately with travel and whatnot, so I totally get it. But it's also, it's funny that you, like when you check out the U-Hauls, if you ever looked back at a U-Haul and just saw tried to figure out which license plate it's from, because you're trying to really legitimately figure out where they've had this here. Hey, Brett, how you doing today? I'm doing well. Weather kind of sucks. You know what else sucks? Goldberg. I know that isn't the best Bret Hart voice, but you know, I try to be as good a bitter Bret as I can, because you know, when you deal in wrestling, a little bit of bitterness always works out, right? Bret's ability to turn anything into crapping on Goldberg's at all for him, absolutely. Bret, I kicked Abdullah the Butcher when he was working my dad in Stampede when I was 12. Wish I traveled through time so I could kick Bill Goldberg. I wonder what, I'll be honest, skipping ahead to AEW here. With everything going on with not only Punk, but FTR and whatnot, I wonder what Bret thinks about it, to be perfectly honest. Nice little stretch there. What do they have to do with Bret? Basically, FTR and Punk have both said if Bret does anything, if Bret does absolutely anything, they're in. Like essentially FTR, CM Punk, they are the Bret Hart faction. They both wear their What Would Bret Hart Do bracelets every day. Nice. Can we talk about the return of the best catchphrase in wrestling? Slap nuts. That came out of nowhere, but I don't mind that. I have a bracelet too, but it says slap nuts. All right, Moxley won that. So now does MJF come out to save Moxley from Ethan Page because of the whole situation going on here? I really do hope that Ethan Page does get a boost out of this. Ever since he left the North, left Josh Alexander, like, he got a little bit with Dan Lambert, but not even close to what he deserved. Oh, we get to see the women's segment now. Feel like after getting hit by a car is a bad life choice. Yeah, it's funny. Some people do feel like they've been hit by a bus after they've been wrestling a certain people, right? I'm sure Darby feels that after hitting Satnam, right? Ooh. All right, well, so they're going to finish this up. Oh. They're giving Joe and Cage the main event spot. All right, folks, since everybody's piled in here, let's hear your predictions as to who you think it's going to be. Since it's going to be next year, Chris Jericho taking on a mystery opponent for the ROH World Championship. Who is it going to be? I've already called my shot being Kyle O'Reilly, but we could go a million different ways here. We could have, well, I know we mentioned Adam Cole earlier. You think it's going to be Jay Briscoe? Zodiac, I wouldn't mind that. The only reason I don't say Briscoe is the fact that due to some of their comments and whatnot, Warner Discovery has mentioned that they're not the biggest fans of having the Briscoes on their TV. I'll be honest, I didn't dig enough to find out about what the actual issue with their tissue is, but yeah, it's more politics than anything. The reason the Briscoes aren't all over Ring of Honor and AEW right now, so it'd be lame for me to agree with O'Reilly, even though I think it was a good pick. So I'm going to stick with Cole and hope my manifestation powers go. Cole Cabana, that, you know what? Now that Punk's gone, that would make a lot of sense too, especially in Baltimore, who would really be over for him. And Adam, I do believe it was you that came up with the Kyle O'Reilly thing. So maybe it was me, maybe it was you. I'll give you the credit for it. So you can take the top billing if that's what happens here. It doesn't say ROH. Didn't Cabana win the ROH World Championship? They said people would freak. Yeah, they said people would freak out about this. Could it be one of the Bucks? I don't think so. Yeah, from what I heard, Shout, from earlier today, guys like Alvarez and that were not allowed to be backstage tonight because of the announcements. I'm thinking there's a possibility that it's not just Jeff Jarrett that was the big surprise here tonight, because, well, hell, they could have Jarrett backstage and nobody would think twice if he's just a backstage guy, right? So, all right, here we go. Will Ospreay? Was he a former champion? What's your prediction for any big surprise? Oh. Nigel McGuinness, that would be I never thought about that, Jagger. He's another one of those that WWE wouldn't clear. Oh, if it's Marty Scurll, well, the internet definitely will be talking if it's Marty Scurll or Austin Aries. We talked about Austin Aries before. I thought we were okay, never mind. We're going to get the scissoring of the... yeah, people would freak out, that's for true. Thinking it was Nigel, how fast and loose AEW doctors play. They're... Oh... It's gotta suck when your hands are not, when your scissoring hands are done, right? He used pliers on Billy Gunn. Ironically, AEW doctors were one that diagnosed Punk's staph infection back in the day. Punk just made that it was MRSA, which caused WWE's suit and then the Cabana suit. True enough. I think the doctors... Here's the thing. I think AEW doctors are great at diagnosing. It's just... how do you react to that diagnosis? If you're on the indies, you ignore it. You keep going. Is Jamie Noble still with WWE? I do believe he is. I do believe he's still part of the agenting crowd that was there. Jerry Lynn was taken out last week with a tombstone on the stage, so I don't know if they're going to let him come back tonight. Yeah, it's true. The Phillies are scissoring a little bit. Well, welcome to our new merch. All right, I'm game. That's not bad. Yep, there's the plug. Want it to be someone kind of out of left field like Don Moff. I would not mind that one bit. Like, I would love to see. That's why I was mentioning earlier, it is really smart to do an open challenge like this in Baltimore, where the majority of the ROH crowd is. Jericho Kid loves cheeseburger. Well, wait, but maybe. Is Daddy Ass single? That's the question right now. Then this could take a whole different set of gotta make sure you scissor the kid before you leave. Steve Corino, battle of the old grizzle veterans from Winnipeg. Nice. Not dissing Billy Gunn, but it's unreal how many times that guy has been tossed into a weird team and gotten over with it. Every time he goes solo, crashes and yeah, like. I'm sorry, but King of the Ring 99 was the ultimate demise of any chance of Billy Gunn having a singles run. That he recovered from the verbal spanking for The Rock as a president. That's exactly what you're talking about, like. King of the Ring 99 and the subsequent title match that he got off that. I would love to see The Rock come out here and just put over Billy Gunn. Could you imagine? Rock coming out, he's got to promote Black Adam, and he's gonna come out and I apologize. Allegedly, Billy Gunn has asthma, which hinders his ability to work consistent singles match. That's true. Well, aww, world's greatest daddy. I'm sure his actual sons will have something to say about that. Do you think WWE would react if The Rock came out tonight? Anybody who is not wearing brown pants in WWE would probably end up having to change their pants. That's about all they're going to be able to do tonight. That. No way, I have asthma and I work alone. No excuse. Yeah. All right, Adam, so do I. I agree. You know, I have extra inhalers all over the place here, so I hear you too. Adam, are you doing that Homer flex where he did the one flex and his muscles came up before they all went back down again? Oh. Do you drink alcohol to escape from reality? Nice. This is where our buddies Swerve and Keith probably show up. Oh, the gun. You know, they need better jogging pants than those. Could you imagine if Chuck Palumbo showed up? Nice. There's a pull for you. Chuck is the other daddy. Fair enough, Shout. That could be a good... That could be... One night we should put together the family tree for the Gunn family. Oh, there's a gift for you, William Morrissey. And somebody's going through that table. Now, does FTR come and do the save, or are they going to go to black on... There it is. There's the music. There's the team. FTR has just had enough. Of course they're going to run away. We got to set up this match for later. I love those shirts, by the way. He's like, you can have them. We're going to take them later. They're going to be second. That's all it is. They're going to be second. If they don't leave and end up in Uh-oh, using Jericho's conspiracy theory. Ooh. All right, here we go. We're going to get this reveal here, which is absolutely going to blow my mind. So let me get the... Okay, I got that set up. I just want to get the other one. I'll have the other one ready here in just a moment. I will give it to AEW, though. Their production value, like, they have the different set of graphics for ROH versus AEW. It's the little things that make things look different, right? All right, let's go. Come on, let's not fool around here. Hager loving his hat is my new favorite thing in wrestling. I'll give that to you. I'm surprised that they don't have those hats available on shopaew.com. I actually could do one of those on my merch store, to be frank. If you guys actually think you want one of those, I could get a Backbreaker Gaming one put up. Ooh, he's mad. I feel every time I watch Jericho make his entrances, I've just been... feel 15 every time. Okay, yeah. Jericho's just so damn good in so many different ways. Hager legging his hat is the most character development he had in his entire career. I'll give you that. And Hager, like, let's see here. No, he's not in the... You know what? To be honest, I think Jericho is actually in that Austin, Rock, Hogan, Cena category. It's just this decade, not the previous ones. Even Garcia's getting sick of it. Oh my God, Shout had it. There we go. It's funny how... yeah, sources don't lie, boys. There were a lot of sources that weren't even allowed backstage tonight, so... I like that it is Cabana, and I think it might actually have something to do a lot. I like the fact that he's here now that Punk's gone. Let me catch up on the chat here. I've been... got a jobber entrance or world title match at WrestleMania. Thanks. For Hager, yeah. He's a better wrestler than most of them and is a big character everywhere. Like, the thing about Jericho, Matt Glassman, Scotty Goldman, you also have to... this is like the most aggressive I've seen Cabana in years. Like, he's usually pretty easy going when it comes to being in that ring, but not here. They can use him and maybe just a little bit of a shot as a shot at Punk. I totally think this could be a shot at Punk. And the fact that he's more than willing to work... Jericho be more than willing to work with Punk if Punk is one of those that... if the stories are true that Jericho went to Punk and just said, look, you're a cancer in the locker room, wouldn't it make a statement that you're going to put a hell of a match on with the guy that you ended up almost getting rid of in AEW? Hope the Cabana makes up with Nick Hausman after this match. See, this is one of those matches that I'm really surprised we haven't seen earlier. Like, I think this is a first ever matchup with these two. Outside maybe a jobber match somewhere. If there's anything like on Superstars or whatever, but... or sorry, that would be Heat or Velocity at that point. But these are two guys that are absolutely fantastic in the ring. Was that Jericho just trying to pull a reverse Hurricane Rana here or something? Trying to do a reversal, get out of that. That looked uglier than crap, but I don't think Cabana was supposed to fall out of the ring like that, but I could see Jericho escaping and falling to the floor on top of Garcia. But when it comes to I love Cabana with those elbows. And the headbutt into the side. Actually, it's funny. On TSN right now, we have the Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope commercial going on at the same time as AEW. I will have to say this. Adams almost got me convinced to buy that game. I am a horrible player of those kind of games where you got to plot and then shoot. And that's actually the basis where this whole bet with Rick Jules on Final Fantasy Tactics came in. It's because I hated that game so much that I want somebody to suffer through it. So, by the way, Mr. Lawyer, aka Shouter to Cloud, the Upscaler is here, and I will be doing. I'll be recording an unboxing after we're done tonight. So it will be up on the YouTubes tomorrow with the unboxing of the Retro Tank 2X, I believe it's called, the Upscaler that is on the line here between Rick Jules and myself. Recommend trying the first one because it's dirt cheap regular. Good point. It's one of the few Mario games. Well, I guess it's an Ubisoft game, so it makes sense. But normally Mario games don't get dropped that low. But right now my palette is very full right now, and I just found out that one of the sponsors of the stream, TELUS, they announced in an email to me earlier today that they're having a Rocket League tournament coming up near the end of November here, going into December. So I'm possibly considering entering that tournament. There is a beginner's bracket, by the way, if you guys are wondering. But we'll see what happens here. I got to look through everything and just see if I got time available for it. DBS Pod, I do like that Cabana's only ROH title was tag title with Punk. I find that a little ironic as well, so. Could you imagine the title change tonight? Because if there was going to be another guy that would, lead... Man, I'd be throwing hands at the person holding that sign. Wrestling behind the scenes. Yeah, if I was behind him, I would definitely be... Well, I'd be grabbing the sign real quick. We've already had an incident where security's thrown somebody out during the Moxley Moriarty match, so I don't want anybody else taking the action away from these two. Oh, roll through. Nah. Attaboy, Taz. Getting back to your old heel tactics. Always great. I love the fact that Rick Abani has so much information on these wrestlers. And that's the one thing that I find is missing a lot in commentary these days. Good old Jericho. He's got it. Wouldn't that increase the pressure on the back if you're leaning up? And Hager did it, of course. Nice moonsault. Hager looks like he hurt his shoulder there. Uh-oh. Oh, he didn't take that well, but he took it enough. One. I don't know. Is it an insult that he doesn't have to use his current finisher on Cabana to win? Or is it ingenious, the fact that he's got to use... that he got to use something else besides the Judas effect because he missed it once already? He's like, screw this, let's go. Yeah, because they're behind time, too. Because we still got 3 more matches to go here yet. Not that I expect Shafir and Jade to go longer than 2-3 minutes. But they got that triple threat with Fenix, Cassidy, and Luchasaurus. And then the main event... Are they doing this again? Are they doing this again? I will admit, those glasses look great on Jericho. Oh, and there's Claudio out of nowhere. He's hooking the leg already. And where's Yuta? Now Sammy's out here holding Cesaro. Okay, Claudio down. This faction warfare is never going to end, is it? Good luck with that. I would care. Riccaboni's in danger over there. They need a triple cage match, yeah. That Jarrett's there, you know, things could add up. We could make it work. Look at Pac. He's just having none of this. Okay. Trying to really force the case here. Use the hammer, walks away with the hammer. he's going to place it at ringside so he doesn't bring it down so it isn't obvious at the start here. All right. Before we get going here for the second half of the show, I got to show you guys the new merch that came in today. Just hang on. Talk about yourselves. Make yourself nice and happy. Be right there. So, because we got the new month going on here, the performance joggers came in. Looking real sharp here with, that's actually an embroidered logo that's not screen printed. I picked up the XLs. They're a little tight on me, but they still look really good. I don't know if you guys can. Let me turn the camera a little bit down here for you guys. Got the fancy legging here. I'm not the best at showing things off, so let's just. Here you got the leggings. You got the old pocket in the back there. So 3 pockets. They fit real well. Like I'm usually more of a baggy guy, to be honest, when it comes to my my jogging pants. So I probably next time I'll get the double XLs for myself. But these XLs just fit just fine. And just a reminder, if you want to get a pair for yourself, there's the link right there for you. Anything that is any proceeds from any merchandise sales in the month of November are going to jack.org for suicide, anxiety, and depression, alertness and awareness, and helping people try to learn how to cope with it and try to help others setting up with that situation as well, trying to help people out where they might not see the symptoms and might not see the different issues that are going on. So, and if you want to donate directly, the link is right there as well for you guys. We are going to have $1,000 stretch goal, as you can see by the scale there. I do have something interesting planned if we get there. So, and I just got us through our commercial break. The jogging pants, by the way, do come in 5 different colors. I have picked up the, that was the blue, and I got the black. I do believe I also have red, orange. All Atlantic City So is Orange Cassidy going to take on Mike Tyson, who's going to be there in attendance next week? Thank you, Adam. I do appreciate it. And the one thing I like about these that I didn't know was going on, they're embroidered. It's not it's not screen printed, so the embroidery actually works really well for me. So all right, while we're I'll get this set up here while we're talking here. So there's a dream matchup here. For each competitor, who would you pick as their dream matchup? All right, let me throw this on here. Predictions are up for you guys and girls. Are we saying it's a dream match, Darth Mick? That's what they're saying here. Is you can pick anybody on the roster, off the roster. It's your dream matchup. That's what That's what they're announcing it as. So I'm saying right now, my dream matchup for Friday, Mike Tyson versus Orange Cassidy. If we were going to get that matchup, I would love to see it. Look at all these shades. Rey Fenix versus Eddie Guerrero. Yeah, of course. Dream match for Friday. Yeah, that's exactly what's going on, right? Rey Fenix versus 90s Ultimate Dragon. Rio versus Rio. Yeah, nice. The one caveat you have is one person in this matchup. And let's just go straight up. What match is going to get booked for Friday? Orange Cassidy versus Lance Storm. That would be great. Rey Fenix versus Rey. That would be a fun match too. So many good matchups we could have. I love that Excalibur's getting that one right out of the way. Luchasaurus versus Captain Insano. For me, is that the is that what the scuttlebutt sheets are talking about? Luchasaurus versus Captain Insano. Orange Cassidy versus Minoru Suzuki. From the canceled Joey Janela spring break. Yeah. I know they wouldn't be against having Captain Insano show up. Because Paul White's on the roster. He could do that anytime, really. I do love the fact that AEW is starting to branch out to the West Coast now. Now, if they just get into Canada, that's the big thing. It does suck that AEW Dynamite is on January 4th in Seattle. So you know Bryan Danielson's not going to miss that, right? Are you going to the Seattle show, Shout? If they were to do that, it should be for the Halloween show. Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. But Shout, you're going to the Seattle show? You're Mr. Jet Setter here. Uh-oh. I have a couple buddies in Seattle, so I just have to worry about the flights. Nice. Why don't you just take the car down there? There's only a few icy roads you got to deal with. I only say that because today's the first day we actually got real snow here in Edmonton. So, Seahawks game the same week. Well, if you're willing to stay the entire week for that, I wouldn't mind doing a Rampage in a Seahawks game. Now that the Seahawks are actually playing well this year. How's Russell Wilson doing? I think Rampage. No, Shout. They actually advertised they're doing Portland on the Friday. So. So actually, it will be a live Rampage that week. So. Because they're doing a three show tour that week with Portland. Seattle, then Portland, then down to Fresno. So Must not be up. They just advertised it there on the screen there while they're running through their ads of upcoming shows. So I don't know. It was 21 degrees here. You Americans with your hot weather in November. Granted, it's supposed to be like 3 or 4 degrees, so. When do you guys bring back Tebow? Broncos country. Let's ride. And I'm sorry, I know there's a bunch of Broncos fans, well, namely one in the chat that's got a real sour face on his face right now. And just remember, folks, if you have subscribed, there are a bunch of AEW emotes available for you in my subscription box, so feel free to use them as much as you want. If you guys aren't really interested in them, maybe I'll have to switch them up into something a little more referee-ish. So we'll see here. You still have a Tebow jersey you wear proudly. Hey, you know what? As long as you can do the Tebow pose, you're good. I know that's what you were talking about when you're talking about flexing your muscles the way you do, but I digress. Hopefully Defy runs that week. Normally they run last week of the month. But maybe it's special for them. I got a feeling that there's going to be a few indie promotions running in Seattle and Portland in that Northern Territory or Northwestern U.S. Because that's usually what happens when the big guys come into town. I find it weird that it didn't happen here in Alberta when Raw came to town, but either way. Tebow, the minor league baseball player, he used to play football? Yeah, I know, it's weird. I just thought of him as a college analyst, to be perfectly honest. But the fact he played for the Mets, that's the thing. Because the Mets will seemingly give money to anybody, you know. They still got Bobby Bonilla on their roster until 2032. Don't forget he was a failed That was sad. The fact that Jaguars wouldn't even sign him. Or they wouldn't keep him after preseason, right? I don't want to say that they didn't sign him because they did sign him, but he didn't last training camp. Maybe for some reason Tony Khan thought that, you know, some of those metrics could transfer over to Dynamite. Oh my God, Phoenix sandbagged him on that one. Phoenix did not go up. Everyone wanted him here until he was here. It's amazing how many people want people around until they actually show up. It's like, well, it's no different here in Edmonton with our goalie situation. Everybody's talking about Jack Campbell coming in was such a great addition, and now everybody's like, oh, let's play Skinner all the time. It don't work that way. Okay, this is getting rough. They got to end this soon. Oh, no, here we go. Oh, there we go. Unfortunately, they showed the table underneath, but you know what? It's still a hell of a spot. I guarantee you these guys are going to go full gear in a last man standing match. That's going to have to be what they're going to do with these two. Dr. Warrior, I laughed when they brought in Campbell. You know what? I didn't mind it for the mere fact that everybody's just got to remember, you don't need exemplary goaltending when you can score 3 goals a game. And this is where Cassidy wins it. No! Nice reversal. Nice! Nice! Nice timing by Cassidy on that. You know what? Give Orange Cassidy a lot of credit on that finish. So are we going to get Pac tonight? Or Pac on Friday? Shibata? Yeah? Holy crap! Yeah? Are we playing with dueling hammers here? But holy crap, Shibata and... Well, I guess we got our answer here. I guess the dream match showed up. So they're going to get Orange Cassidy versus Shibata on Friday. All right, I think this is pretty much our dream match. I don't think this is one of those matches anybody would have expected they wanted, but I'm happy we're getting it. I'm pretty ecstatic we're getting this. We couldn't have cut this for the women's match. Okay. Really? So we're going to get FTR and the Acclaimed versus Swerve in Our Glory and the Gun Club? Is it just me, or is it just awkward as heck having that match? I don't even know why I bother putting a prediction up for this one, but we'll 20-minute time limit my ass. All right, I will put this up just to be generous. Here's your predictions. I should have put Riho as a prediction as well for this one, just for the hell of it. But I do love the possession is 9/10 of the law storyline here between Nyla Rose and Jade. When's the last time we actually had Jade in a match here on Dynamite? Like, she has been on Rampage forever. Like, it's nice to have the TBS champion, you know, on TBS. Maybe it's just me. After my first win, I just want to take you somewhere. But I gotta say, this one's probably gonna go a few minutes. Nyla stole the champion like a month ago. Real slow burn on that. You know what? It's more fun to watch it online than it is to actually watch the actual matches. And of course, Vicky's got I love this Nyla. She's not like, this is the Twitter troll come to life. I love the guys are like, yeah, our jobs are fine. Yeah, Shell, to be perfectly honest, if you go back and watch the back and forth between these two online, I don't know how much you keep track on Twitter, but I've gotten a real kick out of watching this. Because frankly, Nyla Rose is the best. She is the best Twitter follow right now in AEW. The online stuff is great. I just wish it was actually on the programming. Yeah. I wish they'd throw like a little segment in here every week about this. Nothing more than just, you know, a quick, maybe minute clip of something going on. Could you imagine Shafir being the first loss for Jade? It would be amazing, yeah, like. And that's the part I don't like about Shafir, like I was saying before. And I appreciate those that threw out 100 points on Shafir here tonight. Shafir looked straight to the camera on that fit. That's why I said I don't like Shafir. Like, seriously, Marina Shafir does have a different style. I get it. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate different styles. I don't mind the MMA style, but it's little things like that. Like, I don't mind if you stare into the camera, but if you're going to stare into the camera, look like you're freaking panicking because you're about to lose. Like, to me, that's the part that gets me when it comes to somebody like Marina Shafir. This is the problem. Like, I always appreciate the women's division for wrestling, but it's stuff like this is the reason why Tony Khan will not give the women more time. On too much of a consistent basis, they cannot produce quality matches week after week after week with different people. If you're going to have the same people are the only ones that are good enough to be on TV at that point. Because for every time we have 4 or 5 great ones like this, we have one like that. Whoa. Hello? I love how Julia's getting a push on that. Oh, Harlan Abbott's going to be upset. They got a rebirth scene going on. Yes. May I have some more? Yeah. The House of Black is back, folks. And I love how they're using Julia Hart as sort of a microcosm, a focus. Like everything was just, Julia was there to set everything up. No Zodiac. That was one of those internet rumors that everybody threw around, but it was never true. And it got to the point where he had to go on Instagram Live and just say, look, I need time off. I've been dealing with a lot of things physically and mentally for a very long time, and I needed some time to deal with it. They wrote him off perfectly. He waved at the crowd like he was leaving, but he never left. Oh, and I'm going to run some ads right now because it'll make sure we don't miss the main event. Yeah, like seriously, the amount that the legs on that rumor were insane, even after Black went on Instagram saying that he was still with AEW. The main reason why those still had rumors is the fact that Bray Wyatt did such a great... You can credit WWE for Aleister Black having this much trouble right now because the White Rabbit was so perfectly done. It was so perfectly pieced together that it sets up right here with Malachi Black being put into the position where nobody's going to believe that he isn't leaving because this White Rabbit story is going so well. And they know that Malachi, Alistair, Tommy N, whatever you want to call him, is such a great proponent of this kind of action. And Yager, I think you're putting it best here. Lee coming back, House of Black coming back, and Jeff Jarrett. Then, of course, Brian Cage title reign, which, yeah, by the way, I'm going to throw this up right now so we can get started. ROH. And Brian Cage. All right, I'll throw this up. We're going to give this, I'm going to throw it for 15 and then I'll cut it if I have to here. So Hayter and, okay. Tyson's going to be there on Friday. Like, they're pulling everything out they can to get next Friday over, or this Friday over. And it actually works out really well for him because the MLB playoffs, game 6 will not be until Saturday. Tony and Jamie, there we go. Meat slapping meat, need to have a meaty wager. Oh my God. Darth Mick loading up on the cage. Why are we having, like, don't get me wrong, I respect the women's match. For the love of God, go Hater. I think we're all like that right now. Like, Jamie Hayter is one of those that I would absolutely love to see as champion. And could you imagine Jamie Hayter, Thunder Rosa? Because it's been a while since this interim championship's been locked in. I love that they've actually gone back and got his Terminator music for Brian Cage. Because the old music had Taz's voice at the beginning, right? Yeah, Taz's... It's funny. Taz has had the privilege of managing both of them at the lowest points of their career. In many ways, you can consider it the lowest. I don't know if you guys remember Samoa Joe's the time when he had the machete. He was walking around with a machete the whole time, and he was that island killer. Personally, I just found that was one of the lowest points of him in Impact Wrestling. Like, Joe's never needed to have any gimmicks around him. When he had the dick tattooed on his face, yes, shout. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. It was that tribal, like, basically, it looks like a flag with the end of the tips on there, so. Wonder if we're actually going to get the handshake here. What is a gimmick or character you thought for sure would have worked but never did? I could basically go with half the women's division right now. Those white van ninjas kidnapped him and did a special on Joe, yeah. Kind of feels about how packing the hammer, I just don't think he needs it. Yeah, exactly. Like, when it comes to Pac, I think they're trying to do they're trying to emphasize how much of a heel he is, but I think he can verbalize it a hell of a lot better than what they're trying to do with just, but I'm trying to think of this gimmick or character that I thought for sure would work with it. I could talk about, locally, we have one that for sure was going to work, but then he ended up jobbing to a balloon, and then it all just went downhill from there. But what I would have to say for the best answer I can give, got to take off to. All right, great seeing you once again, Adam. If you guys haven't followed him yet, let me get in here right now and do this. Do yourself a favor. If you haven't followed him yet, I'm sure everybody in here has, but if you haven't, check out Member of the Game. He does a lot of fun stuff on chat. Loves chat, and even does Legos. A man that does Legos is a very decent human being, so. And I love this new shout out command, so it saves you a little bit of time to have to go hit the try and do the proper link up for that. So Twitch is actually doing some good stuff around here. You know what I'll say right now for my answer? Going back to the one gimmick that for sure was going to work but failed. In Vince McMahon's WWE, let's go with the Lex Express and Lex Luger. The way Vince runs his propaganda machine, there is no reason that shouldn't have worked out. But to me personally, I think that would have to be the one for me. I could also think of Kenzo Suzuki. I can think of 3/4 of the TNA roster, circa Hulk Hogan. Really like the gimmick character of Sean O'Hare in WWE. That's another good one too, Darth Mick. I'll give you that one. All right, we got picture-in-picture and 9 minutes to go, so. Dashing Cody Rhodes? I would have to say in some way that it did. Dashing Cody Rhodes did go over. It just wasn't a long-term thing, right? But I could see your point. Sin Cara? Absolutely. The only reason why, Dr. Wario, I wouldn't say Sin Cara is, well, frankly, Sin Cara to us that are watching wrestling a lot, he was a great wrestler with he did have a botch here or there, which every luchador is going to have one. But to the casual fan who doesn't watch a lot of wrestling, he's just the second Rey Mysterio. especially in the States. He's just another Rey Mysterio. And why do we want to deal with this carbon copy Rey Mysterio when we actually have the real Rey Mysterio hanging around? Thought Taz in WWE was can't miss. Then he got in the ring and was a foot shorter than everyone. Fully expected DDP to translate well to DDP. I didn't expect it to work because, well, frankly, they brought him out as a stalker gimmick. When you go from People's Champ to a stalker, it was only 6 months. I thought it was longer than that. All right, I'll stand corrected. Full points to Shout at a Cloud. Yeah, the Taz thing, I'll completely agree with you with the fact that a lot of those ECW guys, they were great for where they were. Sort of reminds me of my playing career for basketball. I used to play way back when I was in grade 5, and I was 5 inches taller than everybody else. It was great. I was dominating. Once you hit grade 10, everybody else hit their growth spurt. I sucked. I didn't play anymore. And then, yeah, the Dashing Cody Rhodes, like with the paper bags and everything, I liked it. I also think that, you know, when it came to Legacy, I even think that would have been helped, right? Mordecai could be a great gimmick right now. Where would you do Mordecai? Forgive me for the yawn there. A religious zealot would be over big. Where would you do that? Because you might be able to get away with it in WWE. In AEW, you got the House of Black, so I don't think you're going to be able to do one of those there. Because once you already have that gimmick in one spot, you're not going to be able to get it in multiples, right? Retribution should have worked if they didn't rein it in as much as they did. Yeah. I'll throw another one at you. WWE, Impact, NWA, yeah. Okay, I'll give you that. I don't think they'd ever do it at NWA just because Josephus always had that, right? Mordecai and Miro as the Holy Rollers types. I would have to say that Miro would have to change his gimmick just a little bit. Because right now, well, the last time we saw him, which that's another story amongst itself, his last gimmick was the fact that he said to hell with his God. Impact right now, I could see it. Definitely. And then how about Reverend Diva? Oh, my brother, testify. To be perfectly honest, when it comes to Devon at this point, the way that he was doing it, unless you're going to be a guy like Bray Wyatt. Oh, Devon, yeah, he was absolutely great. Just in terms of agility, just he's not medically cleared to wrestle anymore. That's why you don't see him doing much of anything right now. I'll shoot you guys one, a gimmick that should have worked, but one match killed it. The Nexus. Cena killed that at SummerSlam, and it should have been one of the biggest gimmicks for over a couple of years. So just so you know, you got about a minute here to get your predictions in for this matchup as we're getting close to time. Cena killed a lot of gimmicks and characters. Fair enough. But one thing I will say about those, Jesus. One thing I will say about those Cena gimmicks, Cena never killed a gimmick. Cena never killed a gimmick that actually was already that wasn't already developed, except for the Nexus. Everybody else almost seemed to... Wow. Muhammad Hassan, yeah, that wasn't going to last long. Mortis was more interesting than New Jersey Canyon. I agree with that. And Cena, I prefer him as an actor. Yeah. Could you imagine Cage winning this match here? Melissa Santos is going to go nuts on the Twitter machine for the next week. Nice reversal, Joe. A reversal of a reversal. Oh, wow. There is no shame in that matchup there. Love those sidebirds? Absolutely. Well, and here's how you get Wardlow out here for closing out the show, right? That was a very smart finish there by Samoa Joe, I'll say that. And here comes Wardlow, and and everybody's leaving again. Isn't this the second time we've had this? The fact that we had them literally leave just as... This is the same thing happened with FTR and the Gun Club, right? I think someone is going to get Simon Dean gimmick repackaged and they'll be all over Instagram and Twitter. All right, Hobbs, I see you. You notice he intentionally didn't grab. Hey, Darth Vic, thank you for popping in here. I do appreciate you. Just like I appreciate everybody in here. As we're closing up the show here on Dynamite. They really went tight on time here tonight. They are really trying to push Friday, and I don't blame them. Friday is a real opportunity for them. There's no... there is no baseball to interfere with it. It's the go-home show for Crown Jewel, so odds... I don't know whether it's... I do believe it's probably taped already. If not... It's not going to feature any of the A players as they're heading over to Saudi Arabia. If that match is even going to, if that show's even going to happen. Apparently, there's some talk of some military strikes from Iran or something into Saudi Arabia just to cover politics. That's all. That's where I'll leave that at there. So. But this is a real good opportunity for AEW to get those Rampage numbers up because, frankly, those Rampage numbers suck. Well, they'll be horrible in Canada for the fact that we could watch it on TSN streaming service, but that's about it, right? Yeah, you got to get it on a regular channel if you want to get people to watch. And speaking of which, big shout out to NEW Wrestling out in BC in the Vancouver area, who just announced today that they got a TV deal with Optic TV. So they're going to be producing content that will be going on the TELUS broadcasters. So, which is great for me because TELUS is an official sponsor of the channel here. So, always great. All in all, great show for Dynamite once again. I would have to say Jericho Cabana went a little bit long as expected, as Jericho was rushing out of the ring. The Shafir ending there really brought the show down a little bit for me in terms of overall quality. First half of the show was great. From what I saw, Moriarty and Moxley was good. The Scissor Me Daddy segment was pretty decent as well. So, but yeah, that, like I said, overall, and the three-way told enough stories that it's going to be impressive to see how they set everything up here. So.